Hello, my name is Jacob Toddson and welcome back to the Wisdom of Odin. On this channel I talk about ancient religions and how they survive today. But these subjects can often be very big and long and vast, so that's why I'm challenging myself to create this series of videos in under 4 minutes. And today we're going to be discussing Norse paganism from Scandinavia and the Norse god Odin. Starting off with the mythology and the history, the Norse god Odin is one of the most complex figures across global mythology, really. He has over 200 names, but one of the ones you may have heard of before is the Allfather. The Norse god Odin also has many different aspects and many different ages within his life, including the warrior, the wanderer, the king, the wise one, the mad one. So there's just a lot of different aspects to Odin, which I think makes him really attractive to people when they first get into alternative belief systems. Odin is also associated with knowledge and poetry and magic. Odin sacrificed his eye in order to exchange it for wisdom, and then he hung himself from the world tree Yggdrasil for 9 days and nights to gain the secrets of the runes, a way for him to cast spells and a way for us to communicate and divine the future. Odin is often depicted with a wide-brimmed hat, his spear, and his 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, as well as 2 wolves named Geri and Freki. Odin is also a god of death, ruling over Valhall, or Valhalla as most people know it, where he rules over the Einherjar, a fierce band of warriors collected throughout time and history in order to march forward into the epic battle and clash at Ragnarok, where Odin himself will be killed by the dread wolf Fenrir. And within the stories, even though he is very wise, he is also depicted as quite crazy, which is one of the reasons that worshiping him today comes with a lot of caveats. So with all that history nonsense out of the way, let's discuss worshiping Odin today. Worshiping Odin today is very interesting. He's the one most people know going into Norse paganism now, and he's very complicated and mysterious. And so a lot of people choose to worship him. But I don't think this is something that most people should do. Historically, Odin was more than likely a god for the elite class, the rulers, the kings, or the famous heroes and warriors. And so for most people, they should worship a god like Thor. In a modern context, Odin's mythology inspires people to embrace life's challenges and seek wisdom when struggle comes to you. He embodies the pursuit of knowledge, leadership, and resilience. All qualities that are still relevant today, even if we're not living in the Viking Age any longer. But for those of us who do see aspects of Odin, like myself, such as the wandering, the wizard aspect, the runes, the gathering of knowledge, before you begin a relationship, a practice with the Norse god Odin, you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? So you've taken my warning into consideration and you still want to worship Odin. How do you do that? Well, the easiest way, and the way I started off, is by building an altar to Odin. On that altar, you can add a statue to him, maybe not one this big, that would be impressive. You can add the runes, you can add different little statues of his ravens and his wolves. Anyways, we're almost out of time, so regardless, if you want to connect to Odin, the best way to do it is to start that practice, start that veneration. Give him gifts such as alcohol, whiskey or wine, beer, give him offerings of wisdom, of poetry, and spend time in meditation and reflection. And he really is one of the most complicated deities in the world, so I can't blame you for being interested in him. Just proceed with an air of caution. But with that, I think we're out of time, so thank you so very much. If you want to learn more about Odin, I have a lot of different videos about him, considering he was the namesake of the channel for the longest time. But be sure to subscribe and check out the wide library of videos I have about the Norse god Odin, the other Norse deities, and really a wide selection of different subjects around Norse paganism, Celtic paganism, and global ancient religions, and how they survive today. Is that time? Is that time? If there's extra time, you can support this channel. I write books. I have t-shirts. You can buy those things. You can support me on Patreon. I'll answer your questions there. I'm rambling at this point. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know how you like this 4-minute video series, 3-minute video series, however it ended up. This is the Norse god Odin. I like this statue. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video here at the Wisdom of Odin.